What loophole did you exploit for years before someone found out? I used to live in an apartment across the road from a casino whilst at university. They released an app where if you check in you get points that go towards free food and drinks. Because I was close enough to the casino I could just check in without going to the casino itself. Every Saturday I used to get a free burger, fries and drink and watch sport in the sports bar. They eventually scrapped the app. It was awesome considering I was a broke uni student. Was living near and attending our local university. While working full-time in an economy in the midst of a recession, I barely had enough money to pay the bills, let alone eat. Where I live is very well known for its tourist industry and casinos, so I had quite a few friends who worked in it and would tell me about these massive employee luncheon cafeterias. At that time there were no ID cards or lanyards to be scanned or checked. All you needed was to find it and be dressed appropriately to the employer's dress code. After my friend and I did a dry run on one of those trips. In order for me to find it without getting lost I would go it alone. For almost 3 years I had lunch dinner for free. Learning the peak service times and the dead zones. Even got along with some of the cafeteria workers and custodial crews. Circa late 80s. You could make a long-distance collect call from a payphone and charge it to a private number. The operator would call the other number to confirm. We'd ask the operator to call the number of another payphone nearby and have a friend authorize the call. Free long distance for almost a year. I used to work at a grocery store and we had this era of the steak discounts. Hundreds of coupons for $5 off a steak were just everywhere for some reason. I found out that if I used the self-checkout and bought a steak that was less than $5 while using the coupon, the machine would give me back the difference in change. I ate dozens of free steaks and filled my change jar up nicely. Edit. Typical holy shit this blew up, thank you for awards blah blah blah. But seriously, thank you. I've been alone in my basement for months talking to my pet bunny and today I felt like a goddamn rockstar. At my current apartment complex. They just changed the laundry machine so you need to use this super shitty slow app. I found out if you press start on the app and start on the machine and then back out of the app while it's chatting with the machine, the machine will start but won't charge any money. Been washing and drying for free for a few months. App name is similar to small GS or small payments. Edit. Others in this thread use this app so I'm gonna hold back the direct name of it and y'all can use this trick for longer. Arby's used to have a take a survey on the back of the receipt and get a free roast beef sandwich. But when I got the free one, I got a receipt then too. I bought one sandwich, got literally dozens for free over the course of a year or so. Local casino issued a $20 free play coupon in the newspaper with no expiration date. I talked to the newspaper delivery guy and asked him about that copy and he told me he's got hundreds of them in the van as they were a few days old now. I got all of them, clipped out the coupons and proceeded to make $19.50 every day after work for around 500 or so days. Not quite years, but pretty damn close. The casino never printed a coupon without expiration, one per customer rules ever since. The thing we clocked in on when I worked at Kmart would round to the closest quarter hour. So by clocking in 8 minutes early and clocking out 8 minutes after my shift, I got paid for 30 minutes rather than for the 16 minutes. By exploiting this, I was paid 5 hours of overtime a week. Cumulatively, during my time there, this added up to about 5 weeks of extra pay. I wasn't ever caught, though. Edit. Actually, since it was all overtime, it was closer to 10 weeks of regular pay. When I was a kid there was a pay phone down the street that if you put your quarter in made a call but no one answered it would give you back 2 quarters. Went there all the time and called home when I knew no one was there to answer. Worked out how to get the jackpot every time on a Connect 4 fruit machine in a pub I used to drink in. It would cost about £5 to £10 before you get into the bonus round. Then when you did, you'd play a Connect 4 game against the machine. You place the first counter. And then after the machine places the next counter, you mirror the machine's move. Every game ends in a draw. And you win the jackpot, which was £50. The pub landlord removed the machine after around 3 months as it was regularly empty. Basically paid for my drinking and more for 3 months. Used to work at Starbucks like 7 years ago, and they used to print these receipts where if you filled out a survey it would give you a 6-digit code which you could then exchange for a free drink. However, when you gave in the receipt with the code, we would just toss it in the garbage and then give the free drink. So over a shift I would just keep all the survey receipts when people didn't want them. Write random numbers on them. Then keep a wallet full of free coffee. Since I already got tons of free drinks, I would give them to homeless people and explain it was good for a free coffee. Probably gave away like 100 free drinks. In high school, our P.E. grade was based on improvement. We took a skills test at the beginning and another at the end, and your grade was based on how much you improved. So, once I learned that, I always sucked at the first test and then did miraculously better at the second. So I had a massive improvement and thus, a better grade. Got keys to a new flat on a Friday afternoon. The place had electric but it wasn't in my name. Went to the electric company just before closing and the lady said, "Flat 8 you say? We only have record of 7 flats on that building. Tell you what, glances at the clock, come back Monday with the serial number on your meter. And we'll get you all hooked up." I never went back and enjoyed free electric for over 2 years until I moved out. Edit to clarify. When I say, wasn't in my name, this was originally a large single-dwelling property that had been converted into flats, apartments. My one, I guess, was a late addition and I was the first tenant. It simply wasn't registered to me or anyone. It's also standard here in the UK to pay the individual utility bills to the individual utility companies providing their services. I went to a sporting goods store and they asked me for my phone number when I was paying. I was in a bad mood and didn't want to fight with the clerk, so I told them our local area code +555 1212, which is the old number for directory assistance. Clerk accepted it and I left. When I checked my receipt I had a huge number of loyalty points, because apparently a ton of other people did the same thing. I called the office the next day and switched the account to my new address. A half-dozen times over the next few years. I went and got free stuff with all the points that I kept racking up as one of their most loyal customers. Edit. Wow. I've never had a comment blow up like this before. Thanks everyone. Totally made my day. Because I was a good student and rarely got into trouble, I was allowed to have my own phone extension in my room. So, if I was out past curfew, I'd call home. When my mom answered, I'd say, "It's for me. I've got it." And she'd think I was up in my room. She never did catch on. Laughing face. Edit. It was 1976. My mom never knew. I know that because I confessed to it years later. She was very shocked and mad. And she grounded me. But I was 40 and had my own house by then. My parents were the early to bed and early to rise type. And my room was a converted attic 2 floors up from the rest of the bedrooms. I often came home after everyone else was asleep because I had a part-time job. So I was used to sneaking in like a ninja. It was a bright yellow Princess phone. And finally, I knew a good thing. So I did not abuse this technique. Just a few times when it was absolutely necessary. Like the time we hitchhiked to see Peter Frampton. Still ongoing. Thanks to a charge card I was granted top-tier elite status with a hotel chain. I downgraded 6 years ago but the status remained. The hotel chain went through a merger, but since I had retained the status for over 10 years I was given lifetime top status in the new program that was created. My family used to go to this campground in the summer and rent a little cabin for like a week. In the main building there was a little arcade, mostly older games. And a foosball table. And an air hockey table. What most people didn't know was, the air hockey table was broke. If you put quarters in, you could push the plunger to start the machine and then get your quarters back if you did it juiced right. A couple of years in a row were super fun because me and one other kid that knew would keep air hockey going for the entire time. The arcade would be filled with kids who would often play other games while waiting their turn at air hockey. They must have found out after a few years though, because one year we went back and it was fixed. The arcade was also a complete ghost town. And the campground made no money off it after that. That's when I fully realized and understood the concept of a loss leader at like 13 years old. My old job I worked at a pretty large gym, gold level. Like the 3rd highest level. Monthly fee was $79 for the gold membership, but employees got a free diamond membership. Worked there for a year and a half before I quit. But my account was never deactivated. Been going there for a while completely free. Still not found out. Diamond membership is like $200 a month. Used to work for the BBC. They have, as you'd expect, their entire archive digitized. I was working on some cloud stuff, so needed access to it to check some access rights. This was literally everything ever shown on the BBC ever downloadable in a ton of video and audio formats. iPlayer is just a fraction of what was in that archive. Took them about 6 years after I left to remove my account. So 6 years free access to probably the largest TV and movie database around. Edit. Blimey, that was a lot of activity while I was asleep. For those asking, I used it mainly to watch documentaries. I'm a bit of a history bore, so would just search something like World War I and see what popped up. You could download as video or audio. I'd drop stuff out as MP3s and listen to it in the car. Yes, it was called Redux, and good to see other ex-BBCers who had access for years. Yes, you have to pay for a TV license in the UK. Yes, it's crap to be forced into it. But that does mean there are 0 adverts on the channel, which is nice when you're watching a program. Oh, and yes, BBC these days also stands for something else. Hilarious. Edit 2. No, I don't still have access. That was kind of the point of the whole thread. Please stop messaging me asking me to download stuff for you. Edit 3. Yes, of course you don't have to have a TV license. I meant more, even if you only want to watch one program one time, you have to have a whole year. I support a pay-as-you-go subscription model. When Lyft first came out, they were giving away free rides up to like $20 to $30 if I remember correctly. All you had to do was refer a friend. So me and my college roommate just made a few email address. And somehow my free rides glitched and I just kinda had free rides for the year. Edit. I remember what caused the glitch. I had lost my debit card that was linked to the account. So I had to cancel it and get a new one. For some reason, Lyft kept processing payments to my old card. But it never came out of my bank account. When I was in college, they had this deal where if you signed up for a free trial of Netflix, you could get a $10 gift card code for Papa John's. They didn't even ask for a credit card back then. Just an email. So I would just make new email addresses to use and would get a code every time. Not only did I get free Netflix for a while, but I also got a lot of free pizza. I had a killer racket in school where I would buy the graduating class's used textbooks for like $5 and then sell them to a third-party bookseller in the next town over who would pay me between $25 and $30 for each one. Eventually people started asking questions and others figured out the deal. One week the local Chick-fil-A put a coupon in a local coupon magazine flyer, which was buy one, get one free. Any item on the menu. Next to that coupon they had a 50% off any menu item. I carefully checked. And neither coupon mentioned cannot be combined with any other offer anywhere on it. So I ran out to the local grocery store and grabbed a stack of these flyers. Sure enough, the next week the offer was gone. But it was too late to stop me. I spent almost 2 years as a grad student living almost exclusively off of 128 count nugget platters that I would get for 25% of the cost, first half off. Second free. Place went under new management and they put up a sign saying they would no longer be accepting those coupons. Not entirely sure if that was due solely to me or if anyone else was pulling the same thing. I had about 20 coupon pairs left when they shut it down. Parking meters took credit cards. But they weren't actually connected to a live network at all times. The machine just confirmed the card number was valid and was not expired. Then spit out a valid pass. So when my card number got stolen and replaced, I kept my old, cancelled card. Of course, when the system tried to run the card later, it would be declined. My car and I were long gone by then. Sadly, they wised up and now it charges your card before giving you a pass. Obligatory, not years, but I can't believe I got away with it. My mum gave me £20 to buy a big thing of a certain brand of cat food which normally costs £10.99. Now here's the thing, when I entered the store I was given a coupon for £5 off that particular brand of cat food. The store was also doing £5 off the type of cat food I entered for. I got to the till and the food was priced at £5.99. I handed over my coupon and it was scanned so that the food was 0.99p. I couldn't believe my luck because normally it says not for use in conjunction with any other offer. But here's the real kicker. The lady behind the till gave me another coupon, so you can bet your goddamn life I went round again and left the store with £22.98 worth of cat food for £1.98. With a third coupon in my hand. The only reason I didn't keep exploiting the loophole was because I had to carry it all home on my BMX. Edit. Thanks for the awards, guys. I didn't expect to get this sort of response. For anyone who wants a bit of backstory, I was about 12-13 living in southern England. Not intentional. But once I found out, I didn't stop. Years ago I used my card to pay for Xbox Live during a period before I could pick up a manual 1-year subscription. But when I tried to remove my card details, it wouldn't let me and said I had to call MS directly. Being lazy but smart, I decided to just change the security numbers that were saved so it wouldn't process any future payments. And it never did. But somehow I still kept getting Xbox Live access. This went on for about a year and a half before it stopped. I was never contacted about paying anything for what I'd used either. Edit. Holy balls. I did this last night as a throwaway comment and came back to 6K upvotes and my first ever awards. You guys rock. At my old job we had a vending machine in the basement that gave change back when you bought something. Sometimes it gave more than you paid. No one used this machine as the basement was being reconstructed, but it was regularly filled. Edit. Someone asked this. It went on for about a year and a half and I don't know what happened to the machine. It was just gone one day. Someone could have caught on, or it could have been because construction was finished. I probably made $500 to $700 in cash back. And at one point I actually had a sack of coins. Part-time retail worker for big chain. Work gives employees a 5% discount over all purchases, increasing to 10% on store products. Gift cards are store products. So are vegetables and a lot of groceries. By paying $45 on a $50 gift card and then using said card for my shopping, I can purchase $55 in groceries, for an effective 19% discount on almost all my essential shopping, and 5% on everything else. I have on occasion bought a card online on my phone while queuing at the checkout. 4 years strong and still wondering when they'll realize they're giving me a discount on money. Edit 1. No. You cannot purchase gift cards with gift cards smiley face. Real money only. They closed that one. Edit 2. Hoo-hoo. Awards. Obligatory edit for thanks. On the original Kindle, you could purchase a book with an expired card and Amazon would send you the book. A minute later, you'd receive a notification saying the payment didn't go through. You had to select something stating you were aware of this. And then they would take the book back. If you hit the home button, it took you out of the notification and you could continue reading the book, unaware that the payment didn't go through. I did this once a month my junior year in high school. The summer before senior year, I could not do it anymore. Coincidentally, my passion for reading died around that time. My first credit card ever when I was 18. Many moons ago. I opened a bank account and they sent me a CC. I used it for just shy of 2 years. All kinds of stuff. My first apartment was baller. Never got a bill. Bought nice clothes, systems, subscriptions, food, you name it. Never got a bill. Went to the bank one day to deposit some money and ask when my new card was coming. My old one was about to expire, and they said, "What CC? You aren't supposed to have this." They took it on the spot. Never got a bill. Tens of thousands of dollars easily. All for free. There is an app for a local burger chain where it allows you to roll the dice to get a code for a free double patty burger upgrade. It was designed so you could only try it once per day, and it even shows the date of the roll on the code so the cashier could verify it. However, I found out that you can just change the date on your phone and try again immediately. If you got nothing, change it again and just keep going until you get the code. Then, when you got the code, you change the date back to current date and the app updates the code so it looks like you rolled it today. I got free burger upgrades for years until they finally got rid of the feature altogether. I don't know if anyone ever figured out this exploit. They removed it for other reasons. My high school counselors told everyone we needed 2 years of a foreign language to graduate. It was common knowledge. Everyone just listened and took the classes. Everyone. I read the student handbook and it listed the graduation requirements and it said nothing about foreign language. I never took one. My friends didn't catch on until senior year, and when I told them, they warned that I would be in big trouble and might not get to graduate. They freaked out. One girl called me an idiot. I showed them the graduation requirements. Available for anyone to read in the student handbook or counselor's office. No one ever said a word. I graduated. Always read the terms and conditions. Y'all. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like. If you would like to see more content like this in the future, subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified about future videos. Now check out one of these interesting videos.